Breaking news. The intercontinental Bulava missile was successfully tested by a Russian nuclear submarine. To reach its target thousands of kilometers away on the Kamchatka Peninsula in the Russian Far East, the missile was launched from a submerged position in the White Sea off Russia's northern coast. Russia's new strategic nuclear submarine, the Imperator Alexander III, has successfully tested a Bulava intercontinental ballistic missile, the Russian Defense Ministry said on Sunday. According to the Defense Ministry, the missile was launched from a submerged position in the White Sea off Russia's northern coast and successfully struck its target thousands of kilometers away on the Kamchatka Peninsula in the Russian Far East. The Federation of American Scientists has claimed that the missile is designed to carry up to 6 nuclear warheads. The cruiser will be accepted into the Navy after completing the final phase of state tests, which involves firing a ballistic missile, according to a ministry statement. According to Russian information, the Imperator Alexander III is the fourth of the updated Borei variant of the Russian Project 955 Borei, Arctic Wind-class nuclear submarines. Russia's nuclear and conventional forces were decimated in the chaos that followed the Soviet Union's collapse in 1991, but since President Vladimir Putin's ascension to power in 1999, he has increased military spending and worked to rebuild them. Russia's relations with the West have hit rock bottom since the height of the Cold War because of the conflict in Ukraine, and last month, President Vladimir Putin said he was not ready to say whether or not Russia should resume nuclear testing. Dmitry Peskov, a spokesman for the Kremlin, said on Sunday that relations with the United States were below zero in an interview that was broadcast. Relations are at zero, or I would say below zero, Peskov said, though he added that the leaders of Russia and the United States would have to resume contact at some point. Putin has repeatedly stated that he is ready for any contacts, said Peskov. According to Russian media reports, Russia plans to construct 10 to 12 Borei-class submarines for its northern and Pacific fleets. The Nyaz Pozharsky, Dmitry Donskoy, and Nyaz Potemkin are 3 additional Borei-class submarines currently under construction. It has also been reported by Russian media that 2 more boats are in the works. Sanctions imposed by the West on Russia are intended to cripple the Kremlin's military might. But after half a decade of aggression against the Ukraine, it is clear that neither Russian deviants nor grenades nor tanks will be able to stop the invaders. Russia's success in exporting its most valuable commodity, oil, is a major factor in the country's economic growth. Is the Western sanctions regime failing? There appears to be a lot of evidence in support of this. Der Kreml findet weiter hin Abnehmer für sein Öl. However, due to trade barriers, the time and effort required has increased dramatically. This means that Russia is unable to reap the same benefits from rising oil prices as other exporting countries, and can instead invest less money in the defense industry than it would be able to if sanctions were lifted. It's debatable whether or not oil sanctions have had any effect at all, but the Kremlin has succeeded in finding new buyers. But the costs keep rising, making it harder for Putin to restock.